Hey everybody. This is the Riley Hamilton Rap Hour, and I just want to say I am so excited to be back with you, with everybody. I have decided that I'm going to start doing this monthly now, so I did one in January, and then I think I did one possibly in February, and so now I just want to keep it going and give you one right in the middle of April. Just yesterday, the Notre Dame burnt down the roof, and it kind of made me think about art and culture and history, and the entire time I was watching, I was just thinking, I want to pursue, a life of culture and art, and so I decided to hunker down and get back, with the Riley Hamilton Rap Hour. And also, I want to say that if you are willing to donate to the Notre Dame, there's going to be a link in the description of my YouTube, and you can click that link and then donate however much you want to the Notre Dame the renovation fund. And then below that, there will also be my Patreon link so that you can pay or give me money to continue on with my show, which that's how this show basically exists. It finances a lot of the production value and the editing and everything. So anyway, let's get that out of the way. And I just wanted to also say that Game of Thrones came out last Sunday, and it was phenomenal. Well, actually, it's phenomenal for it to be back, but I actually didn't like the episode very much. But this is not obviously the Game of Thrones hour, this is Rap Hour, and so I'm ready to fully give you the scoop on what's been happening in the rap world. And I think that the biggest headline in my mind is the beef between T.I. and Kodak Black. Basically, well, I'm going to look into it a little bit, but basically I think that T.I. is kind of is hating on Kodak Black. Kodak Black is kind of a free spirit who has a kind of a free spirit, kind of just free association type of mind, and he's really creative, and T.I. has really solidified himself as a father figure of rap. So it's kind of like he's chastising, a little boy by, making Kodak feel bad about what he's saying. But I don't really know what Kodak Black said or anything, but I just think that it's time to let, Kodak Black do his thing, and it's time for T.I. to, continue to do the stuff that he's doing, his philanthropical endeavors, and kind of just, becoming the elder statesman of hip-hop like he's become, where it's not so much about his music or his music is not relevant anymore, and he hasn't made a good album in 20 years, so I think it's time for him to just kind of resign himself to just being a watcher of everything, which I guess is what he's doing, but I think he just needs to not comment on current hip-hop, obviously with all due respect to T.I. So, in other news, politics are starting to heat up a little bit. We've got Buttigieg is really solidifying himself as a front runner for the Democratic nominee. He's kind of taken definitely the spotlight of Beto O'Rourke, who also kind of fulfilled the same sort of general path. Because at first everyone was so excited about Beto O'Rourke, but now it seems to be a Buttigieg world. So I am looking forward to seeing his potentially being the Democratic nominee. I think Biden's accusations, he hasn't even announced he's running yet, but he's just completely slogged down by these horrible accusations. I think if you've lived long enough in politics, you see all of the horrible decisions you can make, and so he's really suffering from that. And then Bernie Sanders is amazing, but for some reason the Democratic establishment just can't let Bernie live, and they'll figure out some way to undercut him. We've already seen, from 2016, how the DNC basically conspired to coerce his Democratic candidateship If you watched Fahrenheit 11/9, the Michael Moore movie, you can see how basically they just gave it to Hillary Clinton. And so I love Bernie, and I want him to be the nominee. He'd be my first choice, but I just think that there's too much, for some reason, there's too much Democratic establishment hate. They hate him. They can't stand him. And I think that, I don't know, hopefully he can be the nominee, but if not, let's give it to Buttigieg, or maybe Klobuchar. I'm not sure yet, but let's it's time to think about it. And I don't, it's a little off topic from, I don't know, but I think it's just time to, really think about the Democratic nominee and nominate somebody who will beat Trump, So, then as far as rap news, it's kind of slow. I looked at Complex this morning. Oh, there's a lot of talk about this little Nas X guy who made that joke. He made a meme song about this cowboy. This like cowboy song. It's horrible. One of the worst songs I've ever heard. It's a complete joke, but people are really seeming to rally, behind it, because I think people really underestimate how comedy in music, like Little Dicky and stuff. Like, there is a huge market for comedy in rap and music in general. So there's always like a viral song that comes out, like that Doja Cat Moo Moo song, and then Lil Nas has now his cowboy song, and it's horrendous. And hopefully within the next 4 months or something, we'll never have to hear that guy's name again. It's also kind of surprising how everybody's like a Billy Ray Cyrus fan now, like one of the most universally reviled men in music. He's always been horrible and had terrible taste, but now everybody loves him because he's on a viral joke song. What else is in the news? I looked at Complex, their feed, but as usual, it's so interspersed with just so much stupid shit that you can barely even find out what's music news. It's the 4-year anniversary of Barter 6. That's amazing. After Jeffrey, that's probably the last good Young Thug album. Jeffrey, I think, came out maybe 2 years after Barter 6, and Barter 6 is a classic, very good. Jeffrey was a classic, but then since then, I think Young Thug's had one of the worst runs in rap history for someone who is as talented as he is. His projects have been each one worse than the last, and I think nobody has had a worse, like I just said, just a worse run for their career. It seems like he doesn't care about music at all. He makes horrible albums. Super Slimy with Future was terrible, the worst of both of them. Beautiful Thugger Girls was obviously awful. And then I think there's just been mixtapes and collaborative stuff. It's just all pure shit. And I hope that Young Thug can get it together. I mean, he is seriously one of the most creative and talented figures in rap history, but it just seems like his heart isn't in it now. And I don't think I can ever forgive him for trying to orchestrate the murder of Lil Wayne. Him and Birdman both should be in jail for what they did. It seems pretty clear cut that they both conspired to have someone kill him. I forget who that someone was, an affiliate of theirs who's, I think, in jail now for it. But yeah, they both seem like they're awful, awful people, and I don't think that it discounts you from an amazing rap career to be a horrible person, but when your real life decisions come close to endangering the life of another artist, I think you pay the price for that. And then as far as news, I think that might be it. I've got some personal news that I want to kind of inject in here. I've started a career in acting. Basically, a lot of the sort of support I've gotten from my channel and the amount of viewers and everything I've gotten, and also the money from your guys' donations, have kind of put it in my head that I think I could, have a successful career in front of the camera. I think that there's just something that's drawing me to it, and so I submitted for LA Casting for the actor side of LA Casting, and I put on I put up 2 headshots, and my friend Andy took my photos, and last week I booked a huge role on this show called Buried in the Backyard on Oxygen. I'm just gonna make sure I'm still rolling. Yeah, I'm still rolling. Yeah, I booked a huge part as a true crime reenactor on a show called Buried in the Backyard, which is going to be on the Oxygen channel probably next year. And it was an amazing experience. I have kind of a funny anecdote from set. I showed up with a full beard, which is how I normally look, as you guys all know. I showed up with a full beard, and I had asked the casting people, I'd said, can I have a full beard? Because I was playing the lead cop of this show. George, come here. And they said, yeah, your beard looks amazing. And I sent them a photo of me like this, pointing to it, and they said, your beard looks amazing, you can definitely keep it. And then I showed up on set, and the producer said, this is kind of funny, he said, what are you doing? Cops are clean shaven, they don't have beards. You're going to need to shave your face or go home. And I was just so, obviously I thought it was so funny. I emailed the casting director, and they said I could keep this beard. And he said, well, I have no clue why the fuck anybody would say that, because cops are clean shaven, so you need to shave immediately. So it's kind of silly. The makeup artist had to run out and get shaving cream and some a razor for me, and then basically I had to just run in the bathroom, which didn't have running water, but there was the toilet, which wasn't being used for production. I was able to use some of the toilet. It makes me laugh still thinking about this scenario, because I basically just took the toilet water and I would bring it over to the sink, which didn't have running water, and I would splash it on my face and then try to shave this big beard off, which, if you know anything about shaving a big beard, it's hard to do it with just a little razor. So I was really struggling or whatever, and I'd get the toilet water or whatever, and they would be knocking on the door, asking me how long it's going to take, because I was supposed to be on set, and my call time was at 6 a.m. and this was now at 7 a.m. and I'm still having a shave or whatever, but I did it. I just thought back to all of my times when I shaved successfully in the past, and I did it. And they asked me for a mustache, so that's why I have that. And all this to say is I am now going to be the Arizona State Trooper in Buried in the Backyard on episode 215 that's coming out next year. And that's the first gig I got, but I think I look forward to hopefully getting more jobs in the future. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I know it's possible it might conflict with my rap hour, but I think for the fans, I feel like they'll get just as much excitement about seeing me in upcoming television and movies than they will as being a part of Rap Hour. And I think I'll still get a chance to do it a lot. So that's it in terms of career and what I've been doing. Rap news has not... unfortunately, there hasn't been a lot of rap stuff that's really relevant, so that's kind of also why I've taken this career path change. But I just wanted to say how much I love the fans. I appreciate you guys so much, and I love sifting through your comments and getting your tweets and everything about how much you love Rap Hour. And I just want to say that if you're a huge fan, you can always donate to me anytime, and there's a recurring payment on Patreon where if you pledge $20 a month, you get exclusive YouTubes from me where I will give you exclusive rap news just to you. That's the highest tier, and then the smallest tier is just $10 a month, where you're just a fan and you're supporting me. So I really think that's the best way to keep me doing this, and I just want to say I love you guys so much. Thank you.